Hey friends, I am finally back with a new journal. I haven't created a finished product in quite some time. Work has been really busy and I finally had some time to finish this one. So this is a junk mail envelope junk journal, and it has 8. I'm trying to remember. It has, we'll have to count them, and I'll put in the comments how many pages it has. I kind of went with a botanical but not overly pink theme. I find that I have a lot of pink things, but I wanted to do something to match this sort of turquoise, blue, coral type color. So here we are. I think it turned out quite nicely. And kudos to my mom for putting aside some of these napkins for me. This, by the way, is a take on Treasure Book's process for using junk mail envelopes. So I think it turned out really nicely. My favorite part of it is this little tag that I created. And I've been keeping my mom busy as she collected these beautiful flowers for me and pressed them. And I laminated it, and then I found this really cute David's tea tag that I had. It's a breakfast blend, and I just thought, doesn't that look so adorable? I really thought this worked out quite nicely. It was the first time I've laminated some botanicals, and I think it turned out really nicely. So I will definitely be doing that again. And of course, I've done some sewing. This is some matte medium, which it gets kind of rigid and crispy, which I quite love. And it does stick out quite a bit, which was sort of a happy accident. I don't hate it, so I think that worked out good. But here we are. So it is a blank journal for someone who doesn't want to create or is looking for inspiration for something new, or someone who's new to junk journaling and wants to just dip their toes in. So I love using my junk journals for memory keeping. So I would use something like this and journal in it. I would add photos. I would add my ephemera from my real life. So rather than printables, like I would do, receipts and ticket tags and things like that. So I think it's a great starting point for someone who either just doesn't want to create their own journal, or someone looking for something different or starting out. So yeah, we got a little recipe card. I just thought it was cute. It matches sort of the theme. The inside is lined with scrapbook paper. So I try to use a limited amount of printables in my work. I really do love original ephemera and original vintage pieces, but I do understand that, a lot of people like the colors in the scrapbook, and they add a nice touch, as well as some printables to kind of round out the theme and give it a little bit of character. So this is some poetry from Robert Frost. I really do love Robert Frost poetry, so I thought that was kind of a fun way to start. A little lace tag sewn in, a little bit of washi. I glue down my washi because I find that on its own it doesn't stay. I like it to be durable, so I use Aleene's tacky glue for most of my work. And some vintage map. This was from an atlas that I had. And I put a tab on it. It's really quite neat. It's a homemade paper that I received in Happy Mail from a lovely lady, and I cannot remember the lady's name off the top of my head. But I just thought, what a cool color. I love the green. It really does match the map nicely. And this was some ledger paper with some transfer-ons. And then this was a printable. I just thought I enlarged it and made a nice note card out of it. Isn't it fun? I think it's really cute. Some old book pages. I made this little page with little sticky notes, and then I sewed this pocket on. This was some leftover fabric that was donated to a hospital charitable organization, and so I got some, and yeah, just sewed it on. I think it looks really cute. It's almost got like that see-through translucent look. And here's just a couple of little doodads to you know, further decorate or to journal with. I love pockets like this in my journals. This is kind of neat. So this is a wallpaper. And then this is a paper bag that has been painted on with acrylic paints that I mixed. You know, I mixed the colors myself, and then I sewed them on, and then of course I created a pocket. And then this is a little note card that I made with a masterboard. And then in addition, I've got, you know, just some paper with a little stamp and a little guest check. I love these little things for bringing new ideas to journaling. You know, we're so used to writing, you know, just on lined paper, that these little note cards and, you know, strange or not typical pieces of paper, I think, inspire us a little bit to think outside the box. And this is some vintage school notebook paper. And then I've just used, this is old paper from a pack of pastel paper that I had. It's really hard to see on this paper when you're using it with the printer. So I thought, oh, okay, well, this is perfect. I can use it in my junk journals and not waste it. And then some beautiful washi from the washi tape shop. And I've sewn on some lace. Or I guess this is not lace, it's like not seam binding, but you know what I mean. Anyhow, some edging. Now in here, I thought I had some fun. I had this little Tanqueray gin tag, and I just made a little notebook out of it. I thought it was super cute. And then, you know, there's always a couple different drinks here. So, you know, if you end up purchasing this journal, you'll have to let me know if you try one of these drinks. They look pretty good. And then this, of course, is a paint swatch that I've just created a tag out of. And just a couple little, I think I just put a little bit of those little circle things from my circle punch. They're sort of leftovers, but I love using them randomly. So I just put them like that. This is a snippet roll that I made previously. I think I have a, a quick little reel on my Instagram account. And this is some sheet music, vintage sheet music, and some fabric that was donated to me, some handmade paper, and a beautiful sticker from the antiquarian sticker book. And I just sewed this together and used this as sort of my centerpiece in this journal. And of course, I've just added some little mini scrapbook paper. And this is a vintage card that I've turned into just a note card. And that's that. And the sheet music, and I created a little tuck spot here, and I think this was from packaging, but I decided to embellish it a little bit and create a note card. Lots of journaling space in this journal. I wanted it to be to have a little bit of personality, but also leave room for the imagination. And there you go. A little bit of lace on this end. I've also used some distress ink in Victorian lace, I think it's called, or Victorian rose. Hang on a sec, let me look. It's called Victorian velvet. I like that pink. Again, I try not to go too hardcore with the pink because I do find that a lot of what I do has pink, but so I thought, okay, I'll add this in. Anyhow, this is a printable. I don't usually do printables, but I thought, oh, it was so cute, and the themes kind of worked with what I was doing. I put some transfers. This one says failure is the mother of success. A beautiful little flower. And this is just a belly band. I created this little piece back in 2021. It was, I think it was the Ugly Art Challenge. It was like the 5-minute challenge to create a piece of art, an ugly piece of art, I guess, in 5 minutes. And so this was what I created. It's a combination of watercolor and pastels, and there's fixative on it, so it shouldn't rub off too much. Anyhow, I just thought it was really cute. And this I received in Happy Mail, and I just thought, oh, it matches so nicely. Oh, and I love this little hole that I put in here. I don't know, it was something I was testing out, and I thought, oh, brilliant. You could see, you know, kind of like a hint of what's underneath it. I thought it was super cute. And here's just some coloring book page I had, and this is also from a masterboard. This is really rigid. I don't know how it ended up so rigid. I guess I used a lot of glue. But, and then there's some sewn. I was testing some of my settings on my sewing machine and just did, you know, made some note cards out of these masterboards. You know, I have a hard time with masterboards, but I must say these turned out quite nicely. So if you are not a person to create a masterboard, I highly recommend it. Play around with it, and even if it looks terrible at the end of it, once you cut them up and create these little postcards and note cards and clusters or whatever it is, I mean, there is no wrong way to do a masterboard. Super fun and highly recommended. I'm gonna just put some a tab on this one with some spare fabric I had. This is a note card I created just from some wallpaper. I thought that was really cool since you've got a map with a lake and then you've got this little sailboat. It's really cute. Some more tabs. And then a belly band. And this is just some rice paper. I thought it's just a different texture and fun to play with. So, and then that's the end. So let's count how many pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 4, I think is, I can't do the math. 8 times 4 is 32. So I'm gonna guess it's 32 sides. Is that right? Don't laugh at me if I'm wrong. So anyhow, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope you think this journal was inspiring a little bit or gives you some ideas, or maybe even you're interested in purchasing it. I am going to be posting this on my Etsy page. I would love it if you would take a look at it, maybe share it if it's something you think a loved one might like. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. It's got a great texture to it. It's different. I'm quite pleased with this one. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I thank you again for checking in and spending the time with me on my page, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.